Ariel Helwani post-fight at UFC 139 alongside Chris Weidman, who submitted filthy Tom Lawler tonight via Darce choke. And Chris, congratulations on another impressive win. 3-0 in the UFC. This one maybe as impressive as your last win. How are you feeling after it?
Feeling awesome. You know, Tom Lawler is definitely a great test for me, and I'm just happy I went in there and did what I wanted to do and do what I trained to do. You know, so I'm happy with it.
Is that how you envisioned the fight playing out?
You know, I envisioned it in a couple different ways. A couple different finishes in the first round, but I also had in my mind, the number one thing was in my mind that I was going to go 3 rounds with him. Just so if it did go 3 rounds, I already had in my mind it was going to happen, so it doesn't throw me off. But
It's interesting. I was watching the fight with Faraz Zahabi, who knows one of your coaches, John Danaher, very well, and he said as you were setting up the choke, that was right out of Danaher's playbook. Yep. Is that correct?
Especially the finish.
Right.
Danaher, man, he does a great job at. I mean, he has a million different techniques that he teaches, and he teaches so well. He's a genius. But he also, I came to him with certain things that I was good at, and he did a great job at making them a whole lot better. So a lot of credit goes to him for all, everything that I've done. So.
How'd you set that up?
A crackdown position. I tried to crack him down, and my hand wasn't even as long as I needed it to be, but I stuck in. I got a little bit of longer arms, so I kind of cheated, and it went on perfectly tight. So, and then from there I went to a sit-down position. But at that point, I knew he was already out. I was telling the ref he was out, and he wasn't listening. But I had to keep holding it. But I felt bad afterwards. You know, I like Tom Lawler. You know, I met him before this fight, and I'd like to train him with him in the future, so it's not like I wanted to hurt him. I just felt bad, afterwards.
Yeah, it seemed to us like he was out for at least 5 or so seconds. So how could you tell that he was out, and why wasn't the referee stepping in there? I know obviously you're not the ref, but it seemed weird that he wasn't even checking on him.
You know, I don't know. Maybe he thought I was just lying. Maybe he hasn't seen that submission before or something. I don't know. But I'm telling him I wasn't trying to lie, saying that he's sleeping just so I get a cheap W, on national television, even though it was on Facebook, but maybe on pay-per-view later. Right. But I don't know why he didn't. I guess he probably should have lifted up his arm to see if he was sleeping. He didn't do that. But I don't know. I'm not going to badmouth him too much, but it is what it is.
What happened there, by the way, with the broadcasting situation? Because originally for a while we thought it was going to be on Spike TV, and then last week we heard that it was bumped down to Facebook. Did you get any reason as to why that happened?
No, I wish I knew, but I'm trying to stay in good grace with the UFC, so I don't want to ask too many questions. Whatever happens. I'll deal with it. Well, the biggest thing for me is I got to get in that cage and win, and good things will happen. So that's what I've been trying to do.
Does that kind of thing affect sponsors?
It usually would, but I got lucky. I had a lot of local sponsors, and they were with me no matter what. And the one sponsor I had was Bad Boy, and they were cool with it, so it ended up being a good thing.
This sort of, I doubt you're going to get a fight next month, so I'm guessing this sort of puts a bow on your 2011. What a surreal run it has been for you, getting that fight against Sakara on short notice, coming back looking fantastic in Vancouver, and now this. Are you able to sort of put into words as to what this whole year has meant to you in your career?
It's just, so far, it's a dream come true, a dream that's not finished yet, but a good start to it. And it's where I've visualized myself where I wanted to be since I started MMA, and I didn't get into MMA for any other reason to win as many fights as I can and get that belt and hold on to that belt for a long time. So, so far so good, and I just got to keep getting better.
You fought 2 veterans, Sakara, Lawler, Bonkfeld, sort of a mid-tier guy. Who do you think they'll match you up against next?
Honestly, I'm ready for anybody if they want to, whatever the UFC wants to do. But I believe in my talents. I believe in my coaches. I believe in my skills everywhere, and I think I have a lot to offer. So,
are you ready for the top tier at 185?
I think so. I do. But I was listening to Benson Henderson's interview and talking about being confident, and every fighter really believes that they're the best. And I mean, I think they should at least, and I do. I'm one of those guys, and I feel like I'm ready for anybody out there. But that being said, I'm a patient guy. Everything's going to come with time, and I have to put my trust in the UFC and believe what they're going to do for me is the best thing for me. So,
obviously, your ground game is where you're probably most comfortable. How comfortable do you feel these days on your feet?
I've been feeling real comfortable. I've been going with professional kickboxers and professional boxers, and I've been doing really well. In the UFC, I haven't had a nice knockout or anything like that. On Ring of Combat, my prior what do you call those? Organization, thank you. I had a little brain for it. But in Ring of Combat, I had a couple nice knockouts from the feet, but not in the UFC yet. So I'm looking forward to doing that a little bit, but I have to stick to my bread and butter, which is the ground, the submissions, and the wrestling.
And by the way, you looked impressive in the cage, but also impressive. How do you not laugh when you see Lawler coming out there like Steven Seagal, and then the way he came out there tonight? It seemed like you were just sort of blocking all of that out there. Did you tell yourself that you had to do that?
I'm a happy-go-lucky guy. I kind of just go with the flow. I don't look into things too much, which is, I think, good for pressure. I don't get too nervous. I don't let pressure bother me that much. With the weigh-ins, I thought it was funny. I'm a fan of the sport. I'm a fan of entertainment, showmanship. So when he came out, I thought it was funny. It was cool. But, I left the gimmicks to him. I was even going to do like a little mustache thing just to do with him. We talked on Twitter, but I ended up not doing it. I left it to him. And his walkout and stuff like that, it was time. It was all business at that point for me. I wasn't. I saw him coming out. I saw fans laughing and stuff. I just kind of was like, let's go. I'm ready to do this. So
I saw on your video blog you were rocking the sort of Hogan-esque Fu Manchu. That was nice. I thought you were gonna bring that here, but you shaved it.
I was close to doing it, but I don't know. It's just not me. I don't think it's my persona. It's not who I am really. So I don't want to just start doing things just to do it, just for like showmanship. We'll see what happens. But
how are you gonna celebrate?
I got my wife here. We're waiting for my daughter right now, so probably do some FaceTime with my daughter. See her. Talk to my parents a little bit. Without them, I wouldn't be close to being successful in anything I do. So definitely talk to them and let them feel the pressure come off their shoulders, because obviously a lot rides on this for them too. So I just want to gather with my family, my friends, and I'm not going to do anything crazy tonight. I'm feeling good, man. I want to stay healthy, and I want to just keep working hard and get in the gym, put some muscle on me, and just keep rolling.
Yeah, and the final thing is that I wanted to ask you about. Now you have a bullseye on your back, and I'm sure you kind of realize this. I mean, everyone's talking. You read it on Twitter, online. Everyone says, you're the breakthrough guy of the year. You're this huge prospect. They want to see you fight the creme de la creme at 185. Is it different now? Because before it's almost like you snuck up on everyone, but now it seems as though you've got this massive bullseye on your back. Does that motivate you?
I'm ready for it. Anybody who wants it, I'm ready. So whatever, I train as hard as I possibly can, and I'm ready to go 3 rounds hard no matter who it is. And I believe in my cardio and every aspect of the sport that I'm working on. So I'm ready to go.
All right, Chris, it's been a pleasure watching you this year.
Thanks.
Congratulations, and keep representing New York very well.
I'll try.